first. Game on.
It has to be said, though, Ted Evetts, despite being a very impressive young man, the youngest PDC Tour card holder, only 19 years old, we yet to see him really make a big mark in senior tournaments. Made his first
60.
final on the development tour recently. He has made last 16s on the pro tour in the senior ranks, but we're yet to see him go any further than that. Winner of this goes through to the last 16 to face either
140.
former Lakeside World Champion in Mark Webster or the world number 3 Peter Snakebite Wright. What a game that is this evening.
Yeah, there's plenty to look forward to
59.
later on, but this promises to be a decent encounter as well. Bunting was 32 last Sunday, by the way, but he spent his birthday suffering a rather premature exit at the 8th Players' Championship event of the year. He lost to Antonio Alcinas in the second round, although I suppose it was a slight improvement on the 5 first-round defeats he's suffered in Players' Championship events this year.
Look at this. Yeah, very good. Super Ted. Got one lad nicknamed after a cartoon character and one bloke who looks like a cartoon character.
57.
Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Who actually talks to see if Stephen Bunting could make a cameo in Family Guy. I believe that actually happened. It didn't happen. He didn't appear in it.
But it should be.
Well, I think just vast majority of Family Guy watchers will be baffled by it. Evetts may be in a spot of bother in the opening leg here.
137.
Yeah, now then. Treble 19 gives him 2 darts at double top, but if he fails to find any trebles, he's not going to get a dart for the leg at all.
Oh. He's nailed it absolutely perfectly first time, so he has got 2 darts at tops, and he only needs 1 anyway. And that was a good visit from Ted Evetts because Bunting had just put the pressure on. He was down to a finish of 48, but not a problem for the 19-year-old chef from Warwickshire.
81.
Yeah, very impressive, you have to say.
Mentioned all those first-round defeats for Bunting this year, and when you factor in his falling at the first hurdle, or his first hurdle, at the UK Open, which was the last 96, you get a fairly good idea of how his 2017 has panned out so far.
Yeah, he keeps... If he does win his opening game, and you think, oh, well, maybe this is it then. Stephen Bunting's going to be back. And look what he's done. Right? He's only been playing PDC darts since 2014. Yet he's made 2 major semi-finals, the quarterfinals of 3 more big TV tournaments. He's won a couple of PDC titles. It's not as if he's not had success. He's just going through a bad patch.
You know, let's not overlook the fact he's 22 on the order of merit. He's seeded here this weekend as well, once again.
But yeah, he is going through this slump in form, and it's going to take something to turn it around. And it could be a weekend like this. I mean, how countless times we see people go and perform on the European Tour, either winning one or having a really good run, and it's a precursor to doing something big in one of the TV tournaments. Because they are exceptional breeding grounds, playing in front of big crowds and big stages. Same rules, of course, 501.
Well, if I was just going to say, if Evetts could post a big visit here, it might just put Bunting under some pressure.
100.
Okay, he's got 1 treble, so
170.
Bunting is going to have to get a move on here.
Well, Evetts took out 97 with a minimum of fuss. Only used 2 darts in the first leg. He's going to have to use all 3 for the 104, but 1 treble gets him a dart for the leg and a 2-0 lead. Yeah, needed the treble 16, not quite where it needed to be, so Bunting may only get 1 dart himself.
56.
Treble 14 for double 16, I would think 74. Would be the route. Yep. Lovely stuff. Well, we've had a brace of very efficient checkouts from these 2.
Game on. $60.
Yeah, I suppose the encouraging thing for Evetts there was that he was in position. Certainly has the potential to go the distance this match, as did the opener. Jeffrey de Graaf once again bouncing back. 5-1 down yesterday against Evans. 5-3 down today against Ian White. Coming through in both. It's de Graaf into the final day for the first time on the European Tour.
Well, de Graaf had to survive a couple of match starts today. Survived one yesterday as well. But you need a bit of luck.
Stars aligned for him. Who knows?
You need a bit of luck. How many times have we seen Michael van Gerwen offer up a chance somewhere along the line on his way to his vast number of European Tour titles?
14. I think the tally is now. Looking for his 15th this weekend. And who would bet against him?
55.
You might consider this tournament as open as any, with Michael van Gerwen not winning quite as frequently as he was. Certainly at the start of the last couple of years, he's been untouchable on the European Tour pretty much.
And he has won the last 2 editions of this tournament, not here in Jena, but elsewhere. He's made the last 3 finals also.
133.
1 defeat in a final, 2 final victories.
142.
Could well make it a hat-trick this weekend. Bunting looking to break the Evetts throw here. But
90.
He will return because Evetts is on 173.
Yeah, Bunting's going to get 2 darts to break the throw here and go into the lead for the first time in this match.
60. Stephen, you require 52.
Did win his opener in Hildesheim in the first European Tour event, beat his mate Dave Pallett before losing out to Peter Wright, the eventual winner. He's looking at double 16 here. There it is. This is really encouraging for Stephen Bunting because that's a 14 darter.
Stephen to throw first.
He's hit the double first dart in both of the legs he's won. He is averaging right now around about 100, just a shade above.
58. $123.
Needed that recovery, did Evetts. He didn't really want to give Bunting too much encouragement, albeit it's on his own throw here. This might give Evetts some encouragement.
96.
So highest average of the day yesterday, 98.81. Gurney also above 98. That was against Adrian Lewis.
40.
There's a bounce out from Evetts as well.
Well, Max Hopp averaged almost 98, and I believe that's his highest recorded average in his career. I thought he'd done high at the World Championship against Mervyn King. I think it ended up around about 96. But
60.
Max Hopp's another player who's really struggled over the last few months, and maybe this weekend could provide the platform for him to stage an assault on the rest of the season.
I was going to say his match day will give Gerwyn Price a platform to give it large with the crowd. That's one thing for sure.
Very much looking forward to seeing Gerwyn Price versus 3,000 rowdy Germans. That's the first maximum for the Bullets, and it gets him down to 107. Important time for him to hit it, to be honest, because he was coming under severe pressure from Ted Evetts, who was looking to break back immediately. 18s now. Oh, maybe he just stays there. There he does.
Stephen, you recall 107.
So he's got plenty of room for manoeuvre once again here. Double 16.
75.
Just outside the wire, but he will return.
Yeah, first time he's missed a dart at a double. Pinned double 16 first dart the last couple of times, but he knows he's going to get more at it, although Ted Evetts, he's going to be right there, sat on double top, waiting to break back 32. If Bunting does miss the target, which he won't.
Shot and a full flag, Stephen Bunting.
3 legs on the spin.
5th leg Ted to throw first. Game on.
Bunting, I think, appreciating the early start today. It means he can get this match out of the way. He'll want to win it, of course, and then he can focus on the matter in hand this afternoon of Liverpool's match at West Brom, which I'm sure he'll keep a very close eye on as well. Big Liverpool fan.
60.
Stephen Bunting.
$96.
Ted Evetts playing in his second European Tour event. He made his debut in Hildesheim in October of last year. Beat Chris Dobie 6-2 in his first ever match on the European stage. Then went down to Kim Huybrecht 6-4.
140.
And it's solid stuff from Bunting so far, but the last 3 legs which he's won, he's gone out in 17 and 16 on his own throw and 14 against the foe. So all of those legs, had Evetts thrown a 15 darter, he would have won them. Now, 15 darter, that's your 100 average. That's pretty much what Ted was averaging yesterday. So had he been at that sort of level, this game would be closer, and maybe Evetts might have even
had his nose in front.
97.
Yeah. But Stephen Bunting just getting the job done. You can see the first 9 average actually lower for Stephen Bunting than the overall average. That's because he's finished very well so far. He's only missed the 1 dart at a double.
58.
He's got to maintain this, Bunting. That's been one thing that he's perhaps been guilty of not doing over the past 3 or 4 months or so. Yeah, all well and good starting well, but he just needs to maintain it over the course of it. Okay, it's a short format, but still, you need to maintain it to a degree.
It's often been one or the other with Stephen Bunting. He starts well and fades, or he gives himself so much work to do by starting so poorly that when he does finally hit form, he's just unable to turn it around. That is a really good setup shot. And once again, Stephen Bunting averaging better at the end of the leg than at the start of the leg. And there's pressure on this for Evetts. And now he has to find a treble. And that's just not there.
48.
So Stephen Bunting is going to get at least 68. 1 dart for a 4-1 lead. 16 or 8. He's hitting this. Not this time.
Ted, you require 56.
Well, no margin for error here for Evetts. He has to take this out. Can't afford to give Bunting a 4-1 lead. Tops 2 bites at double 20 for Evetts. Double 10 instead.
Game shot and the 5th leg
for the 19-year-old.
6th leg Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Well, again, we see Ted Evetts finding the dart under 100. Pressure at a crucial stage of the game, and I think that is the most impressive thing for me about this young man, that he just seems to have the right temperament.
$97.
Still got some work to do to, grow and develop as a player if he's going to be one of the top boys, but very, very early stages in his career. Look at this from Bunting.
140.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we mentioned it yesterday, but he beat Darren Webster in qualifying as well, did Ted Evetts for this one. 6-4 in the second round, or in his final round of qualifying. That was a good win for him against a player who's had a few good moments of late as well. And again, it's another good recovery by Ted Evetts there.
Yeah, beat Peter Hudson as well. Peter Hudson's been playing some good darts at the start of this year. He's had some notable victories. So, Joe Mernant put up a fight in the first round as well here. So he's had some real stern examinations to get to this stage of the tournament, either in qualifying and the first round proper. And he's certainly getting one here from the former Lakeside champion and 2-time World Master Stephen Bunting. But Ted Evetts, he's digging in. 170 is not going to go. Evetts looking at 103. Now he's had a few finishes 60. Like this, where he's been unable to give himself a dart at a double. Treble 20. Well, he's starting on the 19s. That leaves 84. Now it's treble 20 for double 12. And again, he's unable to find a treble with either of his first 2 darts. 55. And it denies him a chance. Can Bunting show him how it's done? Big moment, this one.
Certainly is, because Evetts is ready to pounce. He's 90 away. No, it won't go this time.
45.
Don't really understand the dart. The bullseye second dart. Treble 18 is a bigger target to give you a dart at a double. No point quibbling about it. Evetts steps up, looking to make it a level game. What a guide that is. Oh, that is textbook from Ted Evetts.
Absolutely brilliant.
7th leg, Ted to throw first.
Textbook from
Game
Ted.
on.
Brilliant dart. 3 apiece. Problems here for Bunting. Back on throw with Evetts here. 2 14 dart legs to 1.
60.
As well.
Well, everything in 5 or 6 visits to the board. It's pretty neat and tidy stuff. Both men averaging in the 90s. And you see 96 plays 91. Stephen Bunting flying the flag for
45.
St Helens, a sort of Merseyside area. No Dave Chisnell here this weekend. Decided to have a weekend off. Obviously, we saw Liverpool's Robbie Green beaten last night.
100.
Got Michael Smith here, though. Three-time Euro Tour winner. He's going to be in action in the fourth game of this afternoon, taking on Dragutin Horvat.
Yes, Michael Smith, another player who exited
100.
early in Hildesheim at the hands of Jan Dekker, losing 6-1 in that match. Shared a ride with Horvat earlier. What an experience that was.
You have much to say for himself?
60.
His English is quite limited, but he's fairly happy to be here. He's certainly not looking worried by the prospect of taking on the bully boy this afternoon. He seems in fairly good spirits.
Well, that put Ted Evetts in some good spirits. It's a third maximum for Super Ted. He hit 3 against Joe Mernon. That's 6 for the weekend now for the man from Southern. Oh, now then, treble 19. Would have left himself double 12. Now, Ted Evetts, he keeps leaving these finishes just over 100. He keeps failing to get a dart at a double. And that continues.
100.
Well, he finds the treble eventually.
Stephen, you require 62.
Could have done with finding it in his second dart. Double 16 then once again for the Bullets. Double 8s. For an instant break back.
54.
And a wry smile
Ted, you
from
require
Stephen Bunting
16.
as he comes inside. Evetts now looking at double 8 here. Similar lie, double 4. Needs to be
8.
a lot closer than that, and okay, it was closer.
Stephen, you
but it was
require
still
8.
adrift of the target, and a massive let-off here for Stephen Bunting.
There you go.
In a 7 play.
Stephen Bunting back into the lead.
A
little bit of fortune, but
game on.
Takes it out. Yeah, Michael Smith looking very relaxed actually early on the practice room. He's got his family here with him because he's staying over in Germany for the whole week. For Michael Jr.
140.
was here. He was engrossed in the opening game between Ian White and, as Michael Jr. refers to him, Jeffrey Giraffe.
I hope that will take hold now, by the way.
So do I. So do I.
100.
Although, to be fair, Michael Jr., when you ask him what his new baby brother, who is on the way, is going to be called, he only has one answer to that, and that is Zlatan.
Zlatan, brilliant. Well, has to be.
100.
Not sure both parents are fully on board with the new child being named Zlatan Smith, but I think one of them's all right with it.
Is it definitely going to be a boy?
Yeah, that's what I'm told.
Or Zlatana, I suppose.
59.
Just in case.
Well, Bunting
100.
racing off here. Evetts is not going to leave himself a finish.
Just while we're on the subject of families and that sort of thing, we did have our first ever proposal on stage on the European Tour prior to the start of play today, just to provide a little bit of colour. More on that in a moment. We'll just see if Bunting can take it 161 out, which he won't. Thankfully, she said yeah.
Excellent.
65.
Elmar Polka, MC, becoming some sort of marriage guidance counsellor on stage for a couple of minutes beforehand. Just making sure it was what they wanted to do, you know, wasn't the pressure of the crowd or anybody goading them into it.
I thought you were coming down the darts to watch Ian White, Jeffrey de Graaf,
105.
and you end up getting married.
Stephen, you require 96.
What a day. 96. Stay in there. No, doesn't get a dart at it. Now, Ted Evetts.
56. Ted, you require
They've just been
100.
just over 100. The ones he's not getting a dart at a double 4. This is bang on 100. Tops.
Come on, he says. That's where he's looking.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I know, Ted. I know.
Great reaction from Evetts there. And
Stephen, you require
it's
40.
another one that's got away here. You could argue for Ted Evetts. Well, certainly it has got away from him.
Stephen Bunting.
But there have been other moments like that for Ted Evetts. This
game on.
is a problem now. He's 5-3 down, but it could have been a very, very different story indeed.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a number of opportunities, 103, 104, that 100 there. And after starting off the match by taking out 97 with absolutely no bother at all, they are the shots that win you games. And if you keep getting shots at them and you keep not even giving yourself a dart at a double, as Bunting...
140!
Quite sure how he's managed not to hit the treble there last dart.
7 perfect darts in the first match of the day. Haven't really threatened the 9 darts so far in this one. Chris Murphy reckons there might be 2 today.
100!
If that happens...
Chris Murphy is drunk on 9 darters. The man has been exposed to far too many of them on the Pro Tour, and quite frankly, he thinks they happen all the time. But had he been to as many European Tour events as I have, then he would know that is an absolute nonsense statement to make.
By the way, if that happens today, 2 9 darters, you have my permission to stick me in that washing machine and stick me on a 1200 spin cycle.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, it's a bold claim.
Yeah, we've got witnesses to that as well.
I'll have to take little Richard out of there first.
Of course, yeah.
I think that's how he got that small anyway. He shrunk.
Can you put some conditioner in? But if you do, can you put some conditioner in? Just in case. I don't want to come out.
59.
Just the 59. However, Bunting poised just outside the danger zone. He is expected to leave himself a finish with his next visit. Ted Evetts has got to leave himself something gettable. And does do. That is 4 maximums.
Well, that is very, very gettable indeed. OK, it's on the Evetts throw, so no real concern here for Stephen Bunting, but he'll look to just make some inroads here.
58.
Not very
significant
inroads either, but he's down to 144. Evetts, well, no margin for error here. This has to go.
20 for tops.
60 remaining, 20 for tops.
58.
Just a glimmer here for Bunting.
Saw a 144 yesterday, didn't we, at a crucial stage of the game? Adrian Lewis against Darryl Gurney. In the end, it was in vain, but we won't see a game-clinching 144 here from Stephen Bunting.
60.
Yeah, Lewis was fighting for his life at the time. That was a very different circumstance for Stephen Bunting. Still would have loved to have taken it out just to finish the deal here and now. Evetts on double 10. Will the agony be extended here? No, it won't.
5-4.
Once again, you have to admire his composure.
Game on.
With the game right on the line, once again, Ted Evetts has managed to pin a dart in the double. Last
60.
chance. And he's given himself an opportunity here. If he can just find a 12-darter. We've not had one in this game as yet. But that is how you start. Oh, Ted.
This is how you back it up.
140.
Well, cushion of 80 already. This will help his cause as well.
Well, Stephen Bunting, he's good mates and from the same darting stable as rapid Ricky Evans. And Ricky Evans found himself 5-1 up yesterday to Jeffrey de Graaf and completely in control of the game.
Giraffe, by the way.
Jeffrey Giraffe, sorry, to give him his proper title. Stephen Bunting, 5-3 up to Ted Evetts, and looked to be in control, but in serious problems now.
That gap has got wider and wider, and
59.
Once again, it's another visit without a treble for Stephen Bunting. And Evetts is just all over it.
Well, we said he wanted a 12-darter. He has given himself a chance of an 11-darter here.
Brilliant, brilliant. Again, we talked about it earlier, timing. Evetts absolutely bang on here.
93. Did you require 82?
Bunting is well adrift on 244. Evetts has all the time in the world. He won't want to mess about too much longer, though.
That's 7, so 75 left. Treble 17 for double 12. Okay, well, it's a little bit scruffier than he would have liked. However,
42.
3 darts at tops for a break back in the penultimate leg of the game. And knowing you've got the throw in the decider, this is an absolute gift for Ted Evetts. This is exactly what he wanted in this situation.
And given what he did before, he was allowed, I suppose, one scruffy visit because he'd put in the hard graft prior to that. But here we go, tops. This, well, again, he won't want to mess about too much longer. Came inside last time on double 10, and 30. He's done it once more.
Well, for once, he misses last dart. Bunting couldn't produce the 144 in the previous leg. Could he to close it out with Evetts having already missed darts to take it to a decider. Well, no, he couldn't.
This is
94.
Still not necessarily
Leg
leg over
10.
for Stephen Bunting. Evetts must be turning knots in his stomach here. 2 more does at double 5. 1 more dart in hand. Oh,
no score.
And Stephen Bunting,
Stephen, you require
potentially
50.
gifted this 10th leg here, and with it a passage into the 3rd round tomorrow. Double 16. He loves that corner of the board. Double 8 instead. And there it is.
Shot.
Well,
And the man,
Ted Evetts,
Stephen Bunting.
a bit of a lesson there for him, and another learning curve